Welcome everybody to the grand finals of Overdress to Impress. It is me, Jello the Casual Card Gamer, as always, and today with me is Outer Orange, our guest commentator for these grand finals. Before we get into pre-game analysis and predictions, Outer Orange, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm doing good. Very excited to be here again. So thank you for having me on for the third time. Hell yeah! I'm pretty excited to see these matches. As one of the people in here, I've been mentoring, so I'm pretty excited to see how he does.
All right. And speaking of the two players that are in these grand finals, a little back story for the two of them. JC has never won a game against Dox this entire tournament. They met, I believe, in round 3 to see who would get first seed, and they were also their second round in the top 4, where Dox also took the win over JC. So, stylistically, it does look like Yasuie should be able to just, Excel Rush over Harri, but right now, Harri's just been taking the wins consistently. Do you think this will change at all, or do you think it'll stay the same for the grand finals?
So I personally think that yes, Yasuie should beat Harri. Just personal opinion. I just think the deck just accelerates so much faster than Harri has the chance to. Especially, I feel like going first, going second is like a big factor into this. It is kind of surprising that our Yasuie player has been losing, but I want to root for my boy Harri. I want to root for Dox as he's the guy I've been mainly teaching Harri to. But Harri doesn't really have too much support, whereas Yasuie can keep getting support. So I think it's kind of. I personally think the Yasuie player will probably take it this time, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Dox will prove to continue to take those W's and take it all the way to the end. So I'm ready. I'm ready to see this action.
All right. Now, just a little heads up for our viewers at home. Since the top 4 is double elimination, and Dox hasn't lost a single game this entire tournament, if JC wins the first game, they move to a game 2 to decide the winner. But if Dox wins this first game, then the tournament is over and Dox is the champion. So we're either going to be here very, very, very briefly, or we'll be here for a very long while. I personally hope for the latter, just because I want to see more games out of these guys. But anything can happen, Triggers hurt a lot. We are in the V format, but triggers have historically hurt since the dawn of the game. So, let's get straight into game number 1 of the grand finals between WoodlandDox and JC Theater.
There it is.
There it is.
The starters.
The beginning of the end of the tournament.
Crazy.
I don't know what I'm gonna do on my Thursday nights now.
True, you've been working so hard.
Yeah, all of these things. Oh, actually, you know what? I actually do have a podcast coming up, so that'll be fun to do on Thursdays.
Don't you do the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast too?
Yeah, that's every 2 weeks on Sunday.
Oh, I was wondering. I saw your podcast, and I was like, oh, you have a podcast.
Yeah.
So you're doing 2 podcasts now?
Yeah, this one will be for Vanguard. This next one will be for Vanguard.
Hey.
Card Talk Vanguard. I hope I hope we can have you on sometime. Actually, I'd love to pick your brain a little more with stuff other than butt clenching and memes and speaking Russian.
Butt clenching.
Yes,
that's never leaving.
It's never leaving. Mr. Time Leap, if you ever watch this video, I promise to put it on a T-shirt and wear it and be your cheerleader during the next online event. I promise.
Oh my god. This poor man. We're gonna ruin him.
Yeah. or immortalize him forever.
As the butt clencher.
Yes. Okay. So, actually paying attention to the game, I believe JC is in first.
Yes, he is.
Ataka.
And he's got a pretty good hand, too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our boy over here, missing his Harri.
Yeah, and has already pulled a heal out, so that won't be fun.
Yeah, but he's got the pigeon. Pigeon's nice to have, and you can draw into his Harry, hopefully.
Yeah. And one thing to note, he does have Prana and Periton and Mirror Master already, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty good way to start your soul.
Yeah, he's got a good hand. He just needs that Harry. But our Yasue's actually got a pretty amazing hand going. He pretty much has everything he needs.
Yeah.
Like he's got the ogre, he's got the grade 3 surgery, he's got the Shiryuki on hit, not on hit support. He's got Shiryuki himself for that guard. And both Yasue's.
Yes.
Actually, is that both of them? To be honest, I kind of get confused.
Yeah,
they look so similar.
Yeah, this one is Tenma.
Yeah.
Got it off the top 5 and just tossed it.
Yep, yeah, and you want it in the drop zone because for those people that may not know, Tenma works best in the drop zone as you can re-ride from the first Yasuie to the Tenma Yasuie.
Yes,
so,
and it's
pretty good stuff.
It's utterly disgusting.
Yes, it gets very ugly and then you can call it back out and retire. You can retire it, and you can just do so much dumb stuff with the Yasuie.
I know.
Oh, he opened up his Harry. Awesome. So he got his Harry. Probably made him super happy. He's like, yes, I'm now G assisting.
Yeah. Play the fairy tale WoW music. Wow.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Oh, he drew another Periton. I don't know how useful that'll be.
Good guarding.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, you just stick it right in and have a blast. Right into his soul. So he's swinging in. Are we gonna no-guard it? No. Yeah, he no-guarded it. Right. Oh, I didn't even got the retire guy.
There we go. It's all 4. And a front trigger for the first damage check.
Dang, they both have really good hands. This is actually kind of spicy. Like, they both have everything they need to, like, succeed in either favor.
Yeah. I've been so excited to get to these grand finals because, you know, this has been, like, an introductory level tournament for everyone, but considering all the games that everyone had to go through to get here, you know, these guys are basically full-fledged Vanguard players at this point, so...
True. It's like weeks of this. Yeah. I came into a couple of the games, but yeah. So Rise, that's the rearguard only grade 2, so you can't do much with it.
Yeah. We were praising JC's hand for a bit, then I just realized he didn't have a grade 2. So that was very lucky.
He top decked it, that's right. You're right, I didn't even catch that. He's got all these grade 3s.
Yeah.
He's gonna search again?
Yep.
Get those Tenmas out into the drop. The only thing that's scary about Yasuie is missing your Tenma. Like, going in the wrong order, that or staying on only Tenma and not be able to rewrite back. That's like the one thing that really cripples this deck. Sorry, I know this deck pretty well. I've played against it a lot.
That's perfect. You can do the analysis for me because I lack the knowledge. And
he got the guy. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, pretty much it's all about the rewrite. Once you get your first Tenma and you have the other one to drop, you're set. Like once you have that setup, like you're good to go. And honestly, it's not too hard because you even say you can't get it to drop, you have to discard to reride. So you can discard the same Tenma and then ride. Yeah. So. So the interaction's pretty clean, and now with Shiryuki being unbanned, it's nice. And they got that reprint of that grade 2. It's a Vanguard card that lets you call cards out with the same name. It's a really good rush card. I don't think he plays it in here because it recently got the reprint. But that card's actually pretty spicy in this deck.
Was it the Ogre in the clan selection?
Yes, okay. It's the Ogre. The one that says Vanguard, I believe, when placed, counterblast, search for a copy of itself, call it out, gets 10k. It's actually pretty solid. It gives that rush, like, it's just really nice.
Okay.
Oh, where'd you go?
My camera died.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what we have extra batteries for. And this is what I have post-production for.
Did you want to stop?
No, it's okay. We can keep
going. All right.
I have
extra I'll keep going. So he's calling stuff out. Oh, you're back. Yeah. He's pretty much rushing him, which is probably actually a good idea. Wow, and he's even rushing with his Vanguard first. So I wonder if Woodland's gonna guard this. I would take it in case you had that defense and quick shield guard and then Periton guard the other two.
Yeah. Just a little tidbit about JC's deck recipe, deck profile. He runs 8 fronts, so.
Oh, oh wow, that's
banking on
that's
those
spooky.
fronts. Oh, and there are none.
Dang, he like no passed it too. Like Woodland said, nah.
No. I need something else. Let me
He wanted them in soul too, which is perfectly understandable. I honestly would have taken that first one, guarded the other 2 with those exact same 2 cards. And then he still would have had that. Uh-oh.
It's all good. There we go.
Okay, so he took 1 damage, and then he can... I mean, he can quick shield guard this or guard with a Periton. Whatever he chooses to do here. He's thinking. 8 fronts, dang.
Yeah.
Who needs crits?
Yeah.
I would just take the Vanguard every single time.
You're 5 damage?
I'll take it. I'll heal.
Reminds me of when I first started playing Vanguard. I played against this one guy at my local shop playing Aqua Force, and he was playing all stands. And
wow.
I was at 4 damage. He attacked me with his Vanguard. Now this was before Tetra Drive, the Break Ride. So, oh no, yeah, before Tetra Drive and the Break Ride combo, and before Glory Maelstrom. So he didn't have any way to crit me, and I was at 4. I said, "Let's give it to me," because he told me, "Yo, Jello, I don't play any crits in this deck," and it was a tournament match. I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Good times. But anyway, second damage for WoodlandDox is a Nightmare Doll Alice.
That's perfectly fine to see. He doesn't have to worry about that too much.
Yeah, he already
going straight in. That 8K, that over there on the side, that thing's gotta go. The one on the right side, like hasta la vista to that. I would knock that thing out. Because you can bring Shirayuki's back and stuff like that. Like, I mean, Soul Blast is kind of like a big deal, so it's not like crazy, but like when it doesn't hit, you put it to Soul. There's actually another one. I don't know if he runs it, but there's another grade 1 that's actually pretty spicy. It's the Tenma. It's the Tenma grade 1. It searches top 7 for Tenma. Its secondary skill lets you call a Tenma. You retire it and you call a Tenma. It looks like this card, but it's a little different.
Is it
that card? I think so. Yeah, it's just literally. I think it's a retire and you call a Tenma. There might be a counterblast involved too. Okay. But yeah, it's a pretty spicy card. I would get that. Oh, he attacked the grade 3.
Researcher. Yeah.
It's 3 researcher. Wow, and you got Masquerade Bunny off of it. Okay, yeah. Interesting.
I
would knock down the other one.
Great researcher. Yeah, I think he was scared of the power.
Oh, I guess it's 13K. Yeah.
13K.
Interesting. The only mistake I see right now that I think that something Woodland should be cautious of is the fact that he did an early guard, because these numbers are going to get crazy here in a little bit. Like, everything's going to be like a 24K base pretty much, especially with the ogres and stuff. And honestly, I would have guarded the early ones and like taken this big attack that's about to come, because he's about to re-ride, get 2 Excel markers, draw off of it, attack his back row, which he can't with the grade 2 since there's in the back row. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's that card I was talking about, the grade 1. But he's going to have a full board, like that one. Yeah, you can counterblast, choose one of your units and call it back out. Usually you call Tenma back out and then you can retire with it. But one thing that Woodland did really smart here is that he did not call any. I think he's aware that the Tenma player can, like, that the Yasuie player he's gonna retire anyway. So he made the smart move.
All right, here we go.
Yep, he about to rumble tumble.
Yes, he is. Oh, and he drew an Awazu, which
not bad. Oh, that's clean. That's clean. Yeah, he's drawing to everything he needs. Like, he's having like his hand is like solid.
Yeah. Both of their hands are pretty solid actually. So
yeah.
This is still sort of in the air in terms of who can win.
Dang, putting the ogre in the back. Queen.
Get that booster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 12K booster. Makes that the secondary Vanguard swing. I'm assuming he's gonna call the grade 2, pick up the ogre's name and call out an ogre.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the way he's gonna go for, and then put the grade 1 Takahimi, if that's her name, probably in the back row somewhere.
Yeah. Or for
Takahime.
or for kicks, you could put down he could put down Shirayuki.
Yep. He could. I don't know if he will, because the thing about Shirayuki, a lot of people misplay with her, is knowing when to use her cost, as you can usually maybe use it twice. If you keep reriding, you can get away with a little bit more at ogering, but you gotta be careful with that soul. It is 2 soul blast.
Yeah, that is true.
He's probably waiting for Harry turn, and I think on Harry turn, he's probably gonna whip out the Shirayuki. If I had to guess, because he's got to deal with that perfect guarding the guard restrict dragon that's coming his way soon, and I think that's why he's keeping the Shirayuki. But he might throw it back down. He can get it back with the grade 1 over there if it doesn't hit. So we'll see. He's plotting out his moves. He's thinking through like what he wants to. I think he's debating on the Shirayuki or the grade 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
Debating how deep he wants to go, because this type of deck, if you don't have the hand for it, you could if you only have like 4 or 5 cards, you could die on this turn.
Yeah.
Like you're taking that much damage, like being at 2, he's about to get hit with like 8 to 9 attacks. So
Yeah.
it's pretty rough.
It's gross. Actually gross.
He moved back the grade 1.
Okay, which means
He's gonna call something.
okay.
There it is.
There it is.
Get the ogre. Get the ogre.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's what he's gonna get. This card is so stupid. Like, I actually hate this card.
Really?
Like, when placed, call whatever you want as long as it's from, like, what is it? Your board, right?
It
Search your deck up to 1 card, put it into your drop zone, shuffle your deck. This unit gets that card's card name until end of turn. It's just so free.
Oh, it's Shirayuki.
You can just be an ogre. Yeah, or you can literally get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's pretty free. No counterblast, nothing. You just mill out a card.
Yeah, and this thing's a single R. It's amazing.
Yep. It's pretty good for what it is. And now he's Shirayuki too. Like he can even be an ogre too if he wants to be. Like it's just crazy how much that card gives.
Yeah.
I hate that card. I'm salty.
The art just freaks me out a little. I don't know.
I agree with you. It's kind of cool, like the masks and stuff. It kind of gives me like I can't remember the manga artist name, but I think he did like the Otelli art or something like that. But there's like this one manga artist that does really creepy arts, and this like really reminds me of it. But he's like really known for like really good manga.
Like Junji Ito levels of creepy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Junji Ito. Yeah, that's what this card reminds me of. You are correct. You know your artists.
I used to live in Asia. I still got it.
Oh. I know a thing or two. I might be slightly Asian.
Alright, so I think, judging from the chat box, viewers can't see this, but I believe there was something wrong with the audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think they're just trying to fix that. But while we're waiting, if JC were to activate Yasuie's ability to copy 2 units on the field, what do you think you would get the most value out of copying? Just the Cyclopses? Or
probably the ogre. Yeah, the ogre. Is that an ogre or Cyclops? I've been calling it an ogre this whole time.
It has one eye, but it's
okay,
an ogre.
Cyclops.
So I guess it could be an ogre or a Cyclops.
Ogre Cyclops.
Yes.
Probably the ogre and maybe another Shirayuki. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I would call out probably just the ogre because you have to copy I think 2 different.
Yeah.
You just copy 2 cards, right?
Yeah.
Probably the ogre. Ogre and I guess another Shirayuki. I mean, the most value is definitely gonna be the ogre. I don't know about at the grade 2 because you only copy the name. You don't copy like the full skill, right?
Yeah.
So.
We'll see what he takes.
I think it would be good for him to copy the ogre because then the ogre skill activates better as it counts like for whatever the mechanic I think for it is. Yeah. The same card name, yeah, whatever that is. Like I think he's gonna need that another card to make that condition stay.
Oh,
he called it the Shirayuki.
And yeah, I think there he is.
There's the ogre. I mean, you get free draw out of it. It's kind of nuts.
And soul charge.
Yep.
For more Shirayuki shenanigans.
He's got one in hand too, so he's ready.
Yeah. He's very, very ready. Oh my god.
Have you seen the Shiryuki deck by any chance?
No. I've heard that it is really good, and you play with like Hyuga or something, but I haven't like actually seen it.
There is like so there's the Hyuga Shiryuki variant, which is what used to be like really busted until they restricted and then they unrestricted it, and then there's actually its own Shiryuki deck.
Oh.
Like it's a new Shiryuki with this Shiryuki.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough if you miss the re-ride, but it pretty much just negates damage like crazy. Like you go down like 30k power and all this stuff. It's pretty interesting, but I don't think it's great. But it's just a fun little thing you can do.
Okay.
And he's really plotting his turn.
Yeah. Getting those magic numbers too. Ew. 17, 24, 14, 24. Ugh.
Yep, they're all gross.
God.
And his Vanguard's a 4K.
Yeah. Oh man.
This brings me back to my regional days when I went into Grand Blue and I faced Hyuga Shiryuki.
Oh my
and
God.
they went first. IG assisted, and they Shiryuki'd me, and I was like 100% dead.
Yeah.
I couldn't survive. It was against someone I went to locals with too. Like I was literally in the top tables. I was going 4-1. And then I lost. No, I was going 5-1, and then I lost to him, which put me at 5-2. I remember now.
No.
It was so sad. I was like, no.
Did you
He ended up going to Japan and everything. He got pretty far. Yeah.
Did you
Sure,
you
you
didn't
can
get to make it to top cut?
He made it to go to Japan, but he lost over in Japan. Unfortunately,
okay.
he lost like round 1. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the exact story, but he was pretty. I just remember he was pretty upset. He was like, "No."
Oh man, at least he got to go to Japan for free.
Like, yeah. He did. I would have just been excited to go to Japan.
I know, me too. My friends at Team Conti Break, they won Springfest 2015, the team league, and they got to go to Singapore, all expenses paid, just to get whooped by a kid on day 1.
That's so pain.
Yeah, it was so sad for them. And then I had another friend who went. I don't remember. I think it was 2017. He won. I believe it was Springfest as well, and he went with Victor back in the G era. That was crazy.
Victor.
Yeah, his name was Victor too, so you know.
That's
Yeah, I used to mirror match him all the time, and sadly for him, I'd always win.
Oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, those are times long gone.
It's okay. You got new times.
Yeah. All right, so
So he did rip a heal, but it didn't go off.
Yeah, but it makes Oh god, there it is.
There's the front.
There it is.
Oh, the numbers just got even higher.
Oh.
So he's pretty much just going for your Vanguard doesn't exist, and my Vanguard and my rear guards just get bigger and bigger to where you can't guard anything.
Yeah. Oh, defensive. 14, but those numbers are still. Really
He's still screwed though.
Yeah.
And he's about to re-red too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he boosted.
He can still. Yeah.
That's my only thing. I was surprised he boosted.
He's not going to.
Oh, he. Oh, okay.
Chose not.
Does it involve a counterblast? I don't remember these. I just remember. I think he just discard too.
Yeah, just discard.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought. Counterblast is the first skill.
Yeah.
Dang, he's not going for the full brute force.
Yeah, I don't think you wanted to take the risk, not drive checking a trigger. So
That makes sense. And Woodland's hand actually doesn't have that many triggers. Oh, speaking of, there's the other.
Okay.
I was gonna say he actually has a pretty high chance of hitting a trigger, considering we haven't seen too many.
All right.
How smart he put the grade 2 into his drop, because then he can put it back into soul with the pigeon.
Bird.
When placed, put it back, put it into soul. I always forget about that skill, not gonna lie. Like, pigeon does so much. I forget that you can actually put something back into soul from its on-place skill.
Yeah. Like, I come from a time where, like, I started playing at the very beginning of Limit Break. So I'm used to having cards that literally either do nothing or only have, like, 1 ability or 2 abilities in max.
Dang.
Yeah, I just get so confused sometimes, and I forget, like, oh yeah, this does that. I could have won like 3 turns ago.
I had another skill? Oh, okay. Oh, I could have 5 critted you? Oh.
Damn.
Didn't know that.
All right, so Doc's guarded with, I believe, the Periton, and
Yeah, Perryton and Bunny.
the Booney.
I've been watching this match. All right, he about to whip out the boys.
Oh, he still has
one more attack.
Yeah.
And after that, he can whip out the boys.
Yes.
Dang, that's not even like a 5k block. That's so sad. Like he's gonna guard. He's gonna attack with that, and literally he has to have a 10k.
Yeah, or take it. Oh god.
Yeah, I would take it. It's not worth it.
Imagine if all copies of his dragon go into the thing. Oh yeah, he activates Rainy Madame.
Yeah, because it hit. It didn't hit.
Oh god, this is so dumb.
I told you. You literally. I'm telling you. This is one of those decks that like I actually get upset when I face it. Like I'm a pretty patient person. I face Yasuie and I just cry inside.
Oh man. Oh, this should go into the soul though.
It should.
Yeah, there.
Put this in. Oh, here he goes. He knows his deck.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
There you go. Oh, and he doesn't use the Nudos either.
It is end of battle. He might want to keep them, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's pre-draw.
At the end of each turn, if you have 5 or more units, you can put this into the
Yeah, and it does include Vanguard. Fun fact.
Yes, it just says
he can put one in.
Yeah.
I don't think he can put the other one in.
Yeah, because.
But actually, no. I think the other one counts as itself too. So yeah, he can do both, if he wanted to.
Okay. There he is.
There's one.
The draw power.
Look at those Shirayukis in his hand.
Oh man, he's set for the next 3 turns.
Yeah, he's in a good spot. That's probably why I understand why he didn't reride. He didn't reride because he didn't have the chance to reride back. He waited a turn because he didn't have the other the pretty much the same as his Vanguard. He just drew into it. So next turn he will be rewriting if he has the next turn, which I assume he will. But yeah, next turn he will be doing the Wombo combo.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got the Harry, got the stage.
Going Axel 1.
Oh, it makes sense. Probably just to deal with those defenses. I think he's just going for. It makes sense, but it doesn't. Like I think he thinks he might kill him on this turn. Maybe that's why he went XL1. But I think actually XL2 would have been a better choice here. He probably picked XL1 because he already had everything set up in his soul, and he doesn't need to draw anymore. So that's probably why he's just trying to shred his hand. But he's just gonna Shirayuki him. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why he went XL1 for Shirayuki. It makes sense.
Probably, yeah. But right now, JC's in a really good spot because he's only at 1 damage. So.
Yep. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, he's doing the Harry skill. He discarded
the
dragon.
Good discard.
Nice.
Good discard.
Good. Yeah, definitely one of the best discards. You don't need that.
Yeah.
Alright, he's pretty set. He's got all 4 different dolls. So he's gonna get every single skill. He's get the extra 10k. He gets to retire Rearguard. I would retire. Shirayuki, you can bring it back anyway. Or the grade 2. The grade 2 is not bad either because it's extra 5k block. But, yeah, countercharge, draw, retire something, and it goes into soul. Which actually he has to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes into soul. Does he want to give him that extra soul? Actually, I warned him about this. I was like, be careful with that skill. You can give him extra opportunities to Shirayuki. It's only 1 soul, but still.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see.
Let's find out.
One thing I like about this dragon is that it says when placed by the ability of a unit with Harry. What I like about this is that it says Harry. It doesn't specify which Harry. So you can, in the future, if it's possible, put it into premium.
Yes, you can. I honestly cannot wait for Clan Collection, just cause the new I haven't touched a Murakumo deck in forever, but the new art style looks so nice. I
love the new stuff they have bringing. I'm not gonna lie, the premium end of it has been extremely annoying. We actually talked about on stream today about that. But other than that, the new stuff they have coming looks amazing.
It does.
Oh, there's the pigeon.
Okay, so there's no Lunatic activation.
Yeah, he's probably scared to activate it. I don't know how much soul our guy has over there, but I'm assuming he has 1 soul.
Let's see.
Because he soul blasted. He actually has 2 soul because he got the ogre. That's right. I was gonna say he did soul blast 3 times total. Yeah. He soul blasted once for the skill and twice for Shirayuki. But he did get. He does have that replenishment because on Hitman. That on hit, not on hit skill.
Yeah.
And the ogre. Like, oh boy.
Oh man.
Yasuie is like low key clutch, I'm telling you. Okay, so he's attacking with pigeon.
Takes it.
Takes it, and it's gonna counterblast to get the pigeon back.
Ooh, and that thing
Search
is
for the
already
dragon.
at 40.
Yep, he has his whole setup. Like he
Yeah.
has everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he's getting 20 and another 10k. Yeah, and he's getting another marker. So yeah, he's solid.
Yeah.
And plus 40. Yep, it's got the. Strangely, interestingly enough, our Yasuie player, he's not even holding perfect guards. He ain't scared of anything. He's like, yeah, sure.
And it's still really early in the game.
Yeah. This will be interesting what he's gonna do here, because he could eat the dragon, guard everything else, or do the opposite: eat everything and guard the dragon, which might be the best approach here. Eat the Harri. If it's not too damage, eat the other 2 rears, maybe guard one of them, and then guard the dragon.
Yeah.
Because he's got enough with the 2 heals in the front, and he can share Yuki, so he should be okay.
Yeah.
He could even bump down the dragon, now that I think about it. He could share Yuki right now.
He could. I'd probably just take it, because I'm at 2.
Yeah, I would take this one. The only thing is, if he lands triggers, that dragon is gonna go up.
That's true.
So that's the only thing. It's gonna be hard to guard that dragon with the 2 crit on it, especially. He's plotting. If he puts himself to 5, give him a nice chance for next turn. That's why I think eating everything here, aside from the dragon, so it's a good approach. But it's really just a number game at this point, because like if you don't calculate this correctly, you could die to the dragon.
Oh, there's a
Ooh,
trigger.
a crit. And it's a crit. He decided to take it.
Yeah.
Smart.
So crit 2. I probably Harri.
Probably.
That's automatic.
Honestly, sometimes if you think about it pretty well, you could put all effects on the dragon.
That makes sense.
Especially it sucks that the Yasuie player isn't at 3. If he was at 3, he could really play that mind game.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming he put the crit to the Harri.
Probably.
Chuck 2 is the mirror. Yeah.
Front trigger.
Front trigger. Dang. Just run 16 front. It's fine.
Who needs heals?
Yeah, you don't need heals.
Okay, I think Dox put the crit on the dragon.
Oh wow, he did. Dang, he's playing a mind game with him. Unfortunately, he's gonna be able to guard everything.
Yeah.
It was a choice because it forces. Well, for one, it forces the opponent to have to think of. For one, it's a good counterblast denial, but 2, they have to guard it. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So, but at this point, if he did something like that, I think attacking his rears would have been a really good thing to do here. Attack his rears and then slam dunk with the dragon, because he's gonna take the other 2. He's gonna take these 2. I would take the 2 and then guard the dragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in this case, attacking his rears and playing that mind game with him would actually have been a really good play.
Man, this is pretty intense. Oh, and he's going to
Share Yuki.
All right.
Odd. I guess he's worried about the. I don't know what he's worried about. I think he'd be fine, but I guess he's trying to be safe.
Probably.
He can. I think he'll be able to share Yuki again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll rewrite, so he'll be able to share Yuki.
17. So he nullifies the dragon, the smaller one, and
Yeah.
makes those 2 1-card guards. So I guess that.
Yep.
Works.
Yep.
27.
Dang, he's just trying to slam him down.
Yeah.
He's like, no, take a damage.
Please.
just one. actually really surprised at Shiryuki because he had a pretty solid hand to guard the dragon.
Mhm.
Like all it was one heal trigger. No, it was a heal trigger in the 15k probably, but like he was a pretty good spot.
Yeah. I think JC was just a little intimidated by Dox's hand, so I don't think he
That's fair.
wanted to get to 5 without, having the assurance that he'd win the next turn. Or
That's fair.
he could
That's
just
fair.
take this. So we'll see. Oh no, this is 3 damage, so he has to guard. Never mind.
Yeah, he's got to drop the heal,
heal,
but now
yeah.
he only has to drop 1 heal for it since he Shiryuki'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smart. It's smart. He's being cautious. I understand that.
Here we go.
I just wouldn't want a Harri healing in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's like where the fear is. Like, if you put yourself to 5, they can't heal,
Yeah.
or at least they can't heal on that 5th damage. The 5th damage won't heal, and the 6th damage will be the only potential heal.
Yeah, and Dox does have a tendency to 6 damage heal, so gotta keep on the watch for that.
Dang, I was not aware.
Yeah, it happened, I believe, in his game against Alexis and her Silverthorns.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Here we go. Yasuie's turn.
He's got a board. All he has to do is call the grade 1 out,
And
and that's call the grade 1 out. Get your Yuki and Ogre name, and I think he's good to go.
yeah.
Because he can't share Yuki. He doesn't have any more counters, any more Soul Blast, which is another reason why I was very surprised he used Shiryuki so early, because he could use Shiryuki here.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I don't think there's much else he really needs to, or has to do here. He's plotting, so we'll let him plot.
Oh, rewriting.
Oh, he
right away.
rode.
Okay.
Maybe he
wants the
thinks this is...
extra rear guard circle there.
Yeah,
Draws the attacker.
that's not bad. It's not
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
It's a 13k attacker. So that is not bad at all for him.
Mm-hmm.
Just realized he runs Pyro.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. I'm very surprised. So this is where you would run the other guy instead.
Yeah, he did tell me in between matches that he said I wish I had looked into the card pool a little more and not played this. So yeah, there's a little bit of, there's a tinge of regret in,
it's
in
okay.
that pick, but
You didn't know.
it got him here, I guess, even though it's never
It's a
been
good
used.
way to push through your deck faster.
Yeah.
Because you look at top card, put 1 card into your hand, 1 card into your drop, so that's not terrible with Tenma and stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is you have to discard for it.
Yeah.
So it's just that you break even essentially, but you get some things to drop. It's just the only thing is like if you have like 2 triggers and you're like,
Ugh, that would suck. Like,
Mhm.
oh no, 2 of my 16 front triggers. Okay, so he calls down the attacker.
mm-hmm.
Is he going to search? I'd search just to, thin the
You
deck
can
a
just
little.
drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it and drop it like instantly. That's my favorite play in Grand Blue. You search for your grade 3, which is Skull Dragon, and then you just drop the Skull Dragon.
Yeah.
Just instantly.
Oh, and it's
my
another
favorite.
Tenma.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
he's been
boy.
getting them all.
I know.
Plus, it's also deck thinning,
Mhm.
and in a deck where you want to hit fronts,
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Same thing happened to Nova during his game against JC in the lower bracket. It did not end well for him because JC double fronted on 1 turn. So that was
Yeah, it's spooky.
with 7 attacks. So that's disgusting. But yeah.
That's death. That's
Yeah.
death.
Oh, he tossed the Takahime.
I'm actually very surprised at that. He's surprised by that because he literally lowered an attacker for himself. Oh, he wants to retire. I see.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. It goes to the bottom of the deck, I think.
I believe so. Yeah, bottom of the deck.
Yep. It's a retire
Yeah.
in a sense.
Oh.
He's just gonna make those Magia dolls go away. Oh no.
Oh no. It's okay. The show must go on.
At least you're positive about it. I respect it. For me, I'd be like, no!
Oh, there it is. I believe this.
This is the one upside to having a webcam. It's just always on. I mean, you lose in quality, but it's always on. You don't have to kind of worry about that weird stuff. Okay, not much has been happening here. Oh, he swung. That's what you missed.
Okay.
Nothing happened. He literally just declared it like 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, your angle changed.
Did it? Oh, I had to move the camera a little bit. I honestly need a webcam for these kinds of things. I'm getting one tomorrow, and I'll be live streaming tomorrow. I'll be doing some remote fights, so that'll be fun.
Nice. I was debating on streaming tomorrow as well, but Genshin Impact because I'm addicted. I will always blame Mr. Timeleap, the butt clenching guy.
This is Mr. Timeleap's retribution.
Yeah.
He got you into Genshin, and we gave him butt clenching. So I believe that this is as they would say in Full Metal Alchemist, the law of equivalent exchange.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
It just goes like this.
Yes.
Equilibrium.
Yes. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Okay. It's gonna guard.
That's a no
gonna guard
pass.
again.
That is a no, thank you,
That's
sir.
a no.
Yes.
And this is an overdress, so there's no over triggers.
Yep. It's a draw.
It's a straight no pass.
Did get a draw, so I
He
think
did.
maybe to Shirayuki, just to make that lane a little scarier.
Yep. Honestly, he could just throw it in onto the 17k, the 9 and the... But he had to Shirayuki. Because, Shirayuki was still hit. So he kind of made the Shirayuki swing, you know, and then go put the 10k on the other guy.
That's true. Okay.
But Shirayuki's still a good idea. Makes a nice 22. Makes magic numbers, because that 17 attacker is now a 5k block. Shirayuki's now at 15. Well, that was the 17k call was a 10k block, and the Shirayuki's now a 15k block. So
Yeah.
it was a smart move.
And on top of that, Tenma gives itself plus 10 to activate its ability. So
Tenma becomes beefy.
yeah, like Tenma is so free. It's not even fair.
yeah. When it attacks, gets 10k, retire something. I think it self-retires too.
Yeah, self-retires, puts the bottom deck.
And,
It's
yeah, 10k.
And you ride it right after.
Yep.
Where's the downside?
There isn't one. It just comes back.
Yeah. Okay, so he discarded the Awazu and the Midoro Pyro that he got off the draw trigger. And another Axel Circle sadly draws into a front trigger that probably could have ended this game.
Yeah, that's why I was so surprised that he dropped the Takahimi, because if he used Takahimi, he could have called out another Tenma.
Oh.
He could have swung with Tenma, and then used Takahimi to call out that same Tenma and still do the reride.
Ew. Ugh.
That's why I was very surprised, and it will still have the 10k buff, so it will still hit.
Ugh. That's gross.
No, yeah, that Takahimi Tenma skill, that combo it's pretty wild.
Very.
Because it's just counterblast and you do it, like.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Okay. I see why. I was wondering why JC didn't boost with the.
He's rewriting.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the heal. I told you there is.
If he put himself to 5 damage, that heal wouldn't have popped off.
That is true.
So I told you. Back at you, Equilibrium, pull it off, Alchemist.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to doubt you.
No, you're fine. No, he did heal, as you've said he would heal. And that's why I was like, put yourself to 5 so that doesn't happen. No, we're both right.
We're all winners here.
You get a W. You get a W. Someone here won't get a W, but we'll have W's.
Yay. It's the World Wide Web. Alright, 27. 10 guarded. and I believe Tenma. I would probably.
Did he not
say-
rewrite Tenma?
He did.
Oh,
that
why
was
is
the
it?
first one that he did. So he
Oh,
just
right,
copied
right,
the,
right.
thing.
He swung.
Yeah. So let's see what he kicks back to the bottom. Sadly for JC, I believe there is more than one copy of everything else in the soul. Check. Oh no, never mind. There are only.
Oh yeah,
multiple
get rid of that
Mirror
Betty.
Master.
I think that's not Betty, the grade 2 on the left side. She
Prana.
just gives so much power.
Yeah.
Plus, keep in mind they're already on the board. So if I were Dox, I would guard with the 2 grade 2s, so they go back into soul.
Yeah.
That would have been a smart play because now there you go. He grabbed them. If he guarded with them early on, he would have had them in soul. So that way he would have still be able to call them out.
Yeah.
Like intercept guard still puts him into the soul. So. But it's okay. He probably, I don't know if he was aware.
It's all right. Tournament nerves suck.
Yeah, no, I completely understand tournament nerves. 100%.
All right. There go the 2 grade 2s. So that's
Yep.
a lot of power gone.
Yeah. He's negating his next turn pretty much. He's aware that he's not going to kill him now with that. Now that he has that defense, so he's just going in. He could that grade 2. Oh, I think it's on place. I was gonna say it could attack back row, but it can't. I believe it's on place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on place. So this is a 5 guard.
Yep, and he's got it. Got his quickie. Use your quickie. Use the quickie.
I don't think that's
Use the
appropriate.
quickie. It's oh, I didn't think about it like that. I was just trying to be cute. I would joke the quickie shield. We have quick trips where I'm at, and I just call it quickie. I've never ever thought of it in any other way, but just in a cute way. And you just ruined that experience for
I'm
me.
so sorry. I have been tainted, and I have tainted everyone else watching this video.
I don't think I can look at a quick shield the same way again either.
I can never go second again.
It's even worse. Make it better.
All right, there's the end of JC's turn.
Yep.
Dox is left with 3 cards and draws another Mirror Master. So at least he could.
I think he's in a pretty good spot here because he can just do his thing.
Yeah, he still does have another copy of Mirror Master and Periton in the Soul, so he could at least make lanes. And he doesn't have the pigeon. It's just the power from the different named Magia dolls will be halved.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the Excel marker. Keep in mind he's going to get another one.
That's true.
So it won't be that bad. He'll get that dragon will be 30k alone, and then plus the it'll still reach the 40. It's just a matter of defenses and all that stuff that'll really decide this, I think.
Oh, I just realized. Dox could have put Pop down first.
Yeah, you can use Pigeon. Yep. Yep. Everyone forgets about that skill, I'm telling you. It's that one skill that you just forget exists. But he could put Pop down, brought back whatever was in his graveyard, and yeah, he would have had another card. But I know it's that one skill that people forget exists. I used to do it too. I would always forget that it's when place you put him on Gyadol and Prima drops on the soul. It's okay. Man. I completely understand. I don't know what's in his drop anyway, if he even has anything to put in, but just still, it's extra soul.
Yeah.
He probably, I think he has the dragon or something.
I believe he does.
Yeah, he doesn't have Betty. Not Betty, but I think her name is Betty. I don't remember. The grade 2.
Prana.
Prana.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still wouldn't have it wouldn't have changed the game state too much. But yeah, it is a good skill to think about though.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's just because, when Pigeon turns into dragon, that's kind of all you remember.
Pigeon.
Okay, my bird turns into a dragon.
No, when the pigeon turns into a dragon.
The pigeon turns into.
You technically
a
said
dragon.
it right.
Thank you.
English is hard, and
Yes.
and if you read it, Pigeon, Pegion, Pegion. Like you can read it in so many different ways. I don't blame you.
If I wasn't an English teacher, I'd take that, but Oh,
You're an English teacher?
yeah, I'm an English teacher. So
Oh my god!
I hurt myself.
I have an English major. I could have gone into teaching if I wanted to.
Oh,
No, I'm not even joking. I legit was like, I used to write and everything. I used to be really solid with it.
oh man, connection.
I stopped, but I went back to school for software engineering instead.
At least like it's fun.
It is. I miss actually like teaching and being in the school environment. Takes it. All right, we're back to serious
Yes,
mode.
yes.
He takes it.
It's 29. I don't think he could have won. Oh, he does have the heal, but
He needs to save it for the pigeon.
yeah, he
Oh, not the pigeon, the dragon.
the pigeon. He has to save it for
The pigeon. He's gotta save it for the pigeon.
That's what this thing is called now. Starry Pop.
It's a pigeon now. I can't. We can't go back.
Yeah.
There's no going back here.
No regrets.
Are we creating our own dictionary? Is that what we're doing here?
Yes.
Wiki, pigeon, what's the regrets?
Regrets. Yes.
This is where the situation gets tough. So the worst situation you want to be in against Harry is having this awkward situation where the Harry can crit and the dragon has it crit.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to no guard the Harry, hope they don't win a crit, and then super guard the dragon. But if you guard the Harry, then they can put everything on the dragon. It's a really awkward situation, and being at 4 damage, between 3 and 4 damage, is like super lethal.
Yeah, it's a kill zone.
This is where Harry really shines.
Thankfully, though, JC does have a PG, so he could just PG the Harry and then hard guard. Because I think
that's what he's probably what's gonna have to do. I don't think he has a choice.
Yeah. But if Harry does pull any triggers, I don't think it's guardable anymore.
Exactly. That's kind of where the spookiness is coming here. Yeah. You perfect guard it and hope to God that whatever he lands doesn't go on the dragon.
Let's see.
I mean, he's got 2 grade 2s. So he's got a 10k block on the board.
And he has 2 souls.
And he has 2 souls. So he could share Yuki. So he might be okay, to be honest. He does have he has the 35k block in hands, and he's got the 2 grade 2 interceptors. So he's not completely in danger.
Yeah.
He can drop the ogre with the perfect guard here. I think he might be okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would be super curious. I would want to really save that Shiryuki for next turn. He's gotta, because if he somehow survives this, he has to kill him next turn. Shiryuki him next turn would be like the best thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Because he rewrote onto Tenma, so he doesn't even have the he doesn't have the rewrite.
Yeah.
Yep.
There go half of his Yasui's.
Yep. Bye bye.
You could basically nullify.
Yeah.
the 2
that's what he's
regular
doing.
lanes and then hard guard the dragon, because right now it's only oh no, he does hit the dragon, so he can PG it.
I mean, he hit everything but the
Periton lane.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Alright, that's automatically 1 to pass, and then he could intercept to make it 2.
I think that's what he's going for. Because he will want to put at least power on the dragon, so he's putting him in an awkward situation. Actually, a really smart play, because now, even if he hits something, he's got to think about it. Does he want to make the dragon hittable again, or does he want to put it on Harry? So it actually puts Woodland in an awkward situation.
Yeah. Whew. It's a toughie. Oh, that's a super no pass.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he dropped that front for it. He only has now 25k block in hand.
Okay.
Oh, and he lands nothing. Awkward drive check. He's gonna have a tough time dealing with this upcoming turn here, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be okay now, because he can take.
He can take the
take
dragon.
1.
he can take the dragon.
Oh, yeah, he could even take the dragon. True, but he could take 1, guard the other 2, and he's fine.
Yeah, I mean the 1 is he can't even hit the Vanguard. So
Oh, true. You're right. It's 1k short. Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
And he's got 3 Excel markers on the board. He about to blow it up.
Yeah. Because Tenma still does have a Shadow Clone Jutsu skill and only needs a Counter Blast. So...
Yeah, he still do something. It's just a lot weaker than the other variant. You can still call a card out.
It, like a madman.
Well, we saw a heal go off today.
Yeah.
Already. A pretty nice defensive heal too. So anything's possible. It's Vanguard.
Yeah. I think it'd be more like guard efficient just to take the Paratons and then guard the dragon. Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
He lands up front, and that's
And now he's at 5. So.
Yep.
All right. 30k. That's a 10 guard. Probably just
drop the heal, and he's good to go. Man, I can't believe you're an English teacher.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised.
I've been teaching since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I used to teach in the Philippines, and I taught in Vietnam for a year. That was really fun.
Wow. That's super cool. I had no idea.
Yeah,
it's like actually like really, really legit. Dang, they're really thinking this through.
I know. It's butt clenching.
Unless maybe, it's Mr. Timely's just like, he's watching it like, I'm gonna send him your video. I'm gonna exclusively send it to him. I hope you know.
Just,
he's getting this.
That's
he's
okay.
getting this video.
That's okay. I need him to see how committed I am to making sure that he is forever, put into the Hall of Gods of Vanguard.
Oh my god. I just think back to that Discord call, it was just so funny. Alright, it is his turn. Our Yasuie players coming in, and he even got the on-place guy. And call that sucker out. Take a couple names here and there.
Oh yeah, he could just...
He can mill. He can mill something, increase the chance of hitting some more fronts.
Yeah. Shimi would be 14, 19 on the side.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of awkward poke numbers, pretty much.
Yeah.
For this one. He can call out. I would call out the Tenma because it's Counterblast. He calls something, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So should Drek pick your dog. So you can call Tenma out.
Yeah.
Because it say unit, which means Vanguard's included.
Yeah.
Which is nice because now he can play that annoying game of I'm a 24k attacker. So he hits past defenses.
All right.
And he's got the on place can attack back row things going there. I don't know if he's gonna need it, to be honest, but he might.
Fushimi effect on Fushimi. I believe he just said that for formality's sake.
Mm-hmm. Put the ogre down. Put that grade 2 down. He's got everything he needs to like set up his board now. Like get that Tenma out for the 3rd Excel marker. He's in a good spot.
Very good spot. Ogre, Wazoo. Yep. Oh.
Surprised he didn't use it for boost.
With the ogre.
Yeah. He's like, ogre goes here.
Yeah.
I think the smarter play would definitely put in the back row.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's aware that he can get a Tenma out. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he could ogre in the back row, call the grade 2, mill a card, can mill Tenma, and then use Tenma's skill to call Tenma out.
Yeah.
Which means that he would have had the full board. But in this way, he's not going to have that booster now, pretty much.
Yeah. Well.
However, they have to have the same card name or something like that, so I don't even know if like the ogre skill would activate. Maybe that's why he did. I don't know. I don't remember the full condition of the ogre. I think you have to have the same card name or something like that, right?
If you have another unit with the same name, this card on Vanguard or Rear Guard, this unit gets boost.
Of the same card name as this unit. Oh, okay, then yeah. That makes sense. Well, no, he already has one. He has one on the board, so yeah, the condition is met.
Yeah. Alright, so he's activating Yasuie's skill, Tenma's skill, to bring out...
Another ogre.
Another ogre. Oh, he wants those draws. Okay.
I would have gone for the Tenma.
Yeah.
I would have gone for the Tenma. 100%. Because at this point, like, he has to kill him this turn. If he doesn't, he's dead. Like he's gonna reride to a Harri, get another Excel marker. Like he literally cannot withstand next turn.
Yeah.
The draws will not save him. I'm just surprised he again called it to an Excel marker.
Yeah.
Oh, that boy to the back. Have that boy boost. Don't make sure you get 24k attacker.
That's
It's
true.
okay. They're learning, and I respect that.
Tournament heebie-jeebies. 24k from the Vanguard. 22, 27, 1 to pass.
Ooh.
1 to pass. Let's see.
And
what
with
it
the
is.
fronts? With fronts?
Yes.
Oh, ugh. One of passing on fronts? Ew.
Yeah, this little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine. It's a front just coming at your
This
face.
little front of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, one more. Oh man.
No.
It's a dry check.
Yikes. This little light of mine. I'm not gonna hit my triggers.
So sad. Well, if Dox can't guard 4 of the next 5 attacks, I think it's over.
He's kind of dead. Yeah, all that, or if he doesn't have a defensive, which I think is probably what's gonna let happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no.
Not a defensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's.
So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 more attacks coming.
And all those are 10 guard. So he at
Yep.
most can only guard 2 more. So
Yeah,
he
he
needs
can-
to heal.
Yeah, he needs to heal. I think we've actually seen. There's only 1 heal left of this deck actually. 2 are in hand. 1 no, 1's in hand. 2 in damage. So I don't think we've seen any more. So I think he's out of heals. Or at least he has 1 coming, but he has a 1 in 24 chance.
Yeah. Alright, 17. It is a 10 guard. It's PG'd.
Yeah, that's it. He's gonna have to take. Well, he's gonna guard 1 and take the other.
I don't think he can guard either. 'Cause
Oh yeah, you're right.
Pigeons
I don't know why.
the
I wasn't even
pigeons
thinking about
are
my
gone.
numbers like that. Yeah. That's
Oh.
the yep.
Oh,
GG.
and it's
Dang.
the anime 6th damage avatar. Avatar 6.
It's the pet. What did you call it?
The pigeon.
Pigeon.
Yeah.
The pigeon.
Alright.
Pigeon's back.
Okay, and that was the end of the first game. Yes, the first game since JC Theater won, but Dox has only lost once this entire tournament. What do you think? That was pretty close.
It was really close. Yeah, it's just honestly, the Yasuie player played this out like really well. Like he really tempoed this entire thing out. Like not taking that early damage to kind of survive. Yeah, he played it out pretty well. He was prepared to take on anything that Woodland had for him, and he took the game.
All right. So, since JC did win, there is a second game. There's a second game. That's right. You guys have been here for about an hour. This game has been an hour. I will up the replay speed to probably 4.5. I had it 3.5. 5 just to speed this one up. But expectations for this next game. This is do or die for both players. Orange, what do you think will happen? More of the same, or do you think Dox will pull a pigeon out of his hat?
He's gonna have to butt punch through this one. I don't know what to tell you. If the Yasuie player plays it out just the way he did, with the exception of a couple minor things that he could have done a little bit better, I think the Yasuie player can come back. It seems like he's figured out the formula to deal with Harri pretty well. And honestly, he had a really nice. If he gets the hand again, he's good. However, Woodland almost took that W there, the turn before. It's really just the Shiryukis that are bringing him down. So, I mean, my hopes is that our Harri player over here succeeds. But honestly, after watching that game, it looks like it's a tough one for Harri.
All right, and just one question: how much do you think the Axel 1 did to to affect Woodland's game? Because he did have 3, so that is three less
potential
cards that
draws.
he could have had. Yeah. What do you like? How much of an impact do you think that had in that game?
Considering he landed defenses, the XL2 actually probably would have helped him a lot. However, it would have made his dragon like he would have had to play that. I don't really care that my dragon doesn't have a guard restrict game. Like he just would have had to play that game. He would have just had to have like just deal with the fact that he's just gonna have extra attacks and like nothing else. He also damaged all his Alice's, which means that going if he had gone XL2, he wouldn't even be able to do anything with it because going XL2 makes Alice better as it's just a multi-attacking game at that point against this deck. But XL1 without Alice is like better. And he damaged both of them. So I think XL1 actually was definitely the better approach here. It made the Shirayuki stuff not as brutal. But I don't think the draws would have saved him. He would have however, now that I think about it, he would have had an extra card in hand, a potential guard. He actually would have withstood this brutal onslaught that happened here. So yeah, you know that XL2 might have helped him. But like I said, his attacks would have been a lot less lethal. So I think XL1 was the choice, at least against this deck. I think XL1 is better.
All right. So with that out of the way, let us head into game number 2, the final game of overdress. To impress at ×5 speed.
×5. Dang. Lands heads. Nice.
All right.
Okay, they're making their choices.
Oh,
Got the
that
Harrys.
hand.
Wow, that Yasuie hand is both their hands.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
All right.
Not bad. And he got pigeon. He did get his pigeon.
He did.
And he has the Betty stuff.
Yes.
Not bad. And then our boy over here's got the whole setup going on.
It's just missing the base Yasuie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
can search for it. Yeah.
Top
Yeah, you
7.
can search for it. Top 7. It's a free top 7 as long as it's on Vanguard.
Oh,
Yep, there it is. Instantly. I'm telling you. That this whole deck is set up for success.
I know.
The only thing is missing the rewrite. Like that's really it.
Yeah, it would hurt. It would hurt so much.
And then he rides his. Okay, let's see. So he's looking again. Does he hit anything?
Oh, there's another.
He does hit another one, so he can rewrite too and not be scared now.
There we go. That's 2
He dropped the
turns.
Tenma.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, he's going for that brutal rushing turn again. Look at him go. He did this last time. He's doing it again. He ain't afraid of nothing.
Oh,
Another
no.
Tenma and no defense. Oh, and Woodland's taking that early damage again.
Oh goodness gracious.
That's spooky. That's spooky.
The pigeon
Oh,
is
his
dead.
guarding isn't great.
Yeah. All right. So uses the
He betties it. Yep. Now he's gonna go into the grade 2. That gives the extra 10k power. I just realized we haven't seen his grade 2, the one that says when placed counterblast top 7 for Magia dolls. Ooh, a crit.
Jacqueline? I believe?
Yes. We haven't seen his Jacqueline at all last game.
Yeah.
That card is really good in Harry. I'm actually, now that I think about it, that would have like really turned the tides. Okay, he's got his Fushimi.
Yeah. So even though Dox did pull a crit, he did attack the rear guard, so nothing happened.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right, Owazu is taking Shirayuki's name, which means if any of these don't hit,
that
Rainy
skill
Madame
goes
activates.
off.
And Rainy Madame can just... Oh,
And the
never mind.
front.
Oh, there it is.
And the front.
Defensive
And he
crit.
can still just swing with the 18k.
Yeah.
And it won't hit, and the skill still activates.
Yeah.
He put him to 4 damage. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
This is an onslaught. It feels like an onslaught. He's at 0 damage.
Yeah.
Do the
goodness.
thing. Do the thing. Swing and not make it not hit. Get your Shirayuki.
Yeah,
Yep,
there it is.
There it is. I don't hit till I get Shirayuki.
This is so mean.
This is how this entire deck feels, man. I'm telling you. This whole deck feels like a punching bag. It's just like, do you want to get punched today? Well, here I go. Okay, he's calling out the pigeon. He's gonna use the pigeon skill. Oh, I don't think he has anything to use the pigeon. Never mind.
Oh, discards the other Harry.
Wow.
Okay.
I guess he said I'm going in.
Yeah.
He's getting the extra 10Ks. Oh, that's right. He went first. He can only call out like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going with pigeon, going straight in. Obviously, I would honestly would just take the damage. He's got so much stuff coming in his favor here. Another Tenmo. Oh my goodness.
Well, thankfully you only need one in your drop zone to make things happen.
Yeah. No, I think he's set.
Yeah.
He's set.
I believe that was. Oh, okay. So, the Starry Pot Pigeon is out now.
Yup. Pigeon gone, dragon out. Oh, rough drive check. Well, he needed something a little bit spicier with all that early rush. Oh, he's holding a ton of crits.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Okay, so it's now he rides, he gets like Excel, we want Excel 2.
Draws
That's
the
his
front.
draw. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
fine. He has
Cherryuki, Ogre.
Yeah, he has 3 ogres. He could fill that back line already.
Yeah, his backline's solid, and then he could also, counter Soul Blast to call some cards out. Like he's in a good spot.
Yeah. Ooh. Shiryuki will.
Is he gonna Shiryuki him?
Looks like
He's Shiryuki him. Dang.
Okay. Well,
he has the soul,
yeah.
Yeah. Ogre 1.
Ogre 2.
Ogre 2. He really doesn't like boosting with those ogres.
I think he just wants to go in for the slaps.
Yeah. Those little poke damages.
Yeah.
Dang, his Vanguard's at 7k. This is gonna be and Woodland's at 4 damage. This is gonna be brutal.
Alright. Yeah, very brutal.
Oh, he didn't use the Tenma skill or the Yasuie skill. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I think not sure. Maybe he's preserving the soul.
I guess so. Yeah. Maybe sure.
No.
Another front.
Drew another front.
Yeah, I think he's
Dry checks every day because he drew them for his turns. Oh,
I mean, they're both in that position, to be honest. Like, all those crits.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
24.
Oh, he forgot about his little 17k.
15 guard.
One more.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Just barely made it.
Yeah. And
his Starry Pop Dragon didn't retire. Oh, he didn't swing?
Yeah, he didn't swing with it.
Oh, he kept the dragon out.
I think he wanted to
Interesting.
Deny some resources, but...
Oh, okay. Got Betty and got Retire Boy out. I keep calling her Betty. Jacqueline. Not Jacqueline. Oh my gosh.
It's Piranha.
Piranha.
Oh,
let's hold him break. He's attacking.
Oh,
he's taking
damage.
I mean, he has, honestly, our Yasuie player has nothing to worry about here.
Yeah.
He's about to have, like, the turn of his life next turn.
20k?
Like, he rides, swings, re-rides, like, he's at 5 damage. 10 mining on a 5 damage opponent is some of the most annoying things. So, there she is!
Oh no.
The one copy!
And he checked
a dragon.
He drove a dragon. There we go. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to ride the Shiryuki. That would have been the end of it for sure.
That would have been awkward. I ride Shiryuki, I do nothing. Okay. Fast turn.
He would have gone down to 2. And he just called down everything else. Those are 15 cards you can't guard.
True.
Oh man.
I'm assuming he's gonna re-ride this turn. He could even, get the ogre back and like bring the ogre behind his Vanguard, and he's gonna have a party.
Yeah. We'll see what happens though.
Because he can call 2 units, right? Yeah. He can. Okay, he's gonna do the back row.
Let's see
attacking.
Because he does have the option. He does have the Fushimi, so he could call a copy of Fushimi to the Axel, and then maybe the 4th ogre out of the deck.
Yeah.
Oh no, he called.
Oh, perfect.
There you go.
Tenma and ogre. What a great. Oh, that's not Tenma. That's the other one.
It's the regular one, yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Doesn't have one
Interesting.
on the field, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Wow.
42.
A super guard.
Yeah.
This is looking really rough. I'm not gonna lie. Can that 6 damage come through, Jello?
Maybe.
Come through?
I have no idea. It could. Oh goodness.
Oh, front. That's GG. That was a fast one.
Yeah.
Compared to the other one, that one.
Yeah, this one was done. What was this? Turn 5 for
he literally Woodland went first. Yasuie went, and that's it. GG.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, no, Woodland. Yeah, Woodland had like a tough turn here. Like he.
Yeah, he didn't have any of his grade 1 Maki adults, so.
Yeah, well, that early rush, he didn't guard any of it. That's what really killed him, is taking 4 damage before he even rode Harri.
Yeah.
That was the big yikes right there. Right. Wow, what a match! What a match! And it just like that, JC just takes it.
Wow. I'm shocked. You know, so their lifetime record against each other is 2-2, right? JC very early on did take the 2 losses, but did take the 2 wins when it did arguably matter more. But yeah, the first game was really close. The second game was a little more stompy, but you know, I think both players played their decks as much as they could, as well as they could, given the circumstances. It is really sad to see that Dox didn't draw into his Mirror Master or his Periton that last game. I think that if he was able to bring out those 2 on top of Lunatech and Prana, that the game would have either extended or, you know, like been flipped completely. But what do you think?
I agree. Like, that was all those crits. He had a pretty rough time, and he got to that Jacqueline, but just a little too late. I think that early guard could have really helped him, because this attack, this like turn that just happened, he wouldn't have been at like 4 or 5 damage. He would have been like 2 or 3, so he would have been able to take a lot of this a lot better. But yeah, that was pretty rough to watch. That was Yasuie doing this thing.
Yeah.
Calling stuff out and swinging with big Noombres.
Yeah. Yasuie became Hokage and just, you know, unleashed everything.
yeah, he wasn't scared. And plus the Shirayuki, just everything. Just everything happened. There's just, he still had so many more attacks too. Like that was just like, that was just onslaught. And the front.
Yeah, the front on top of everything else. Oh, good.
Yep. It was a fun match. It was a fun match.
Definitely. But anyway, that is it for. That is it for Overdress to Impress, an introductory level invitational tournament for the V series. We did start at the tail end of the V series before Overdress came out. This tournament has been done in reality for a couple of months now. It did end, I believe, in May, so it has been a little difficult for the participants to, you know, pretend like it hasn't ended yet. But yeah, congrats to both JC and Dox. The prizing for the tournament, which I don't know if I have mentioned recently, or at least in the last couple of videos, is the grand winner gets custom sleeves and a custom playmat designed by yours truly, and 2 of the Overdress start decks. Second place gets a playmat designed also by me and two start decks, and everyone else who joined also received a start deck for Overdress. So we have 5 new players for Overdress. Now hopefully you know, the interest sticks and we get to have more of these, but that is it. Orange, is there anything you would like to tell the lovely audience before we go into the champions interview with JC?
I just think this was a really good thing that you did. I just think overall this tournament, and thank you, just personally as a content creator to a content creator, I think it's awesome that you're doing stuff like this. I just think getting more people into the game and showing people what Overdress, like what V Premium is about, what Vanguard's about, showing like new players going into Overdress soon is like just really cool. I thought this was a cool idea overall, so it's cool to see. And thank you for having me. It's been fun commentating and watching all these, especially decks that I actually play or played against. I actually have like really good knowledge going into some of these. It's been really fun to watch, and just thank you for having me. It's been really awesome, and I hope to see future potential maybe tournaments from you or anything else you got in store.
Yeah, we got I have an overdress online tournament in the works. I just need a catchy name for it before I can do anything. Because I like to do things with a flair. You know, I can't just say, yo, I'm holding a tournament. You should join. But yeah, for sure, there will be a tournament coming up very, very soon. But yeah, for anyone who enjoyed this series, or for anyone who hasn't watched the entire series, make sure you go and check that out. There's a playlist on my channel for it, all the way from the beginning, even before the tournament started. Each player was interviewed. I asked basic questions, how they got into Vanguard, and how they feel about the game and how they feel playing the game, and all the way to this grand finals. It feels like an anime has just ended. I don't know what I'm gonna do my Thursday, Friday nights, and my Tuesday evenings. This was my excuse to get to talk to Outer Orange and Team Conti Break on a weekly basis. But thank you guys so very much. Make sure that you go and subscribe to everyone who is involved in this tournament. Myself, Outer Orange, Team Conti Break, Alexis, Terrio Frost, Golden Nova Yu-Gi-Oh!, JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh!, and WoodlandDox, and as well as Porcelain, who doesn't have a YouTube channel herself, but is on Twitter, so you can go and check her out there. But yeah, let us hear from our champion for overDress to impress, JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello, everybody. It is me, Jello the Casual Card Gamer, and I am with the overdress to impress champion, JC Theater Vanguard. We're not going to use the other card game's name because that would be very contradictory to what this series is trying to put forward. But anyway, JC, you went through 2 games to get here. Dox's deck is very daunting. And that dragon could not have been very fun to face off against. So how are you feeling?
I have slain the Starry Pop Dragon. It felt super good. I will say, because I've thought about it a lot, with my job sometimes there's like data entry stuff to do, so I'll be just sitting there thinking for a while, Yeah. And Starry Pop Dragon, and I think it's because I'm a newcomer to the format in general, seems broken, seems disgusting. But then when I really think about it, I think because the first match I ever had with Dox, and if you remember the gameplay, I was pulling Sentinel after Sentinel after Sentinel, and those aren't very good against Starry Pop Dragon. But after facing him again in these finals, I realized that it's not as scary, because for some reason I was in a box. I was boxing my mindset off, and I was like, it's either Sentinel or I get 2 crits, right? But it was actually just like, I just have to, defend with enough guard points. I am the victor, but I do not know what I am doing still. But yeah, so it's a lot more manageable than I first realized. But it was still overall definitely felt good to get over, because as you're aware, Dox was my only loss in this entire tournament, so it was definitely very scary to have to face him so much during this entire process, for sure.
And same with from Dox's perspective, you are his only loss in this entire tournament. And the crazy thing is, even though you won the tournament, you guys are still tied 2-2. So maybe we'll get a rematch one day. Who knows? We are, as of recording, in already pretty well into the overdress format. So maybe we'll see an overdress rematch between the two of you. Very different decks coming in, but that would still be fun to see. And speaking of overdress, Are you planning to get into it at all, or like is this was this just like Jello is my friend, so I must join this tournament and be very, very coy and then just steal the tournament? Because when I asked people to join, I'll be honest, you were the most nervous to try and start. Like, everybody was pretty gung-ho, and I was nervous that this would take you out of it, but you did really well.
I was nervous to show my true power, Jello.
You weren't even using 10% of your power.
I'm not opposed to overdress, but I think right now, because I allocate, of course, as you're very much aware, with your own collecting cards.
Yeah.
Money gets strung around everywhere with these pieces of cardboard, right? So
yeah.
Right now, currently, I'm going to build my Murakumo deck in real life because, it does mean something to me as my first deck, and I think it's very good for a consumer, which obviously you can attest that it's not very good in your case, but the fact that you can have only one deck and you're like you only get that deck's cards, right? It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you need all these staples, all this random stuff,
Yeah.
It's a lot more contained. So I'm planning for V Premium is the format, right?
Yes.
I'm planning on getting just my Murokuma deck in real life, maybe playing around with the ratios a little bit. From playing this tournament, I realized that what I net decked slash, and I will say, I did change ratios very slightly, so obviously the ratios being bad were probably because of me. It wasn't from anyone who I stole the list from online, But I want to build that in real life, and then after that, we'll see how much I like overdress from the start decks that I luckily won from this tournament. But for now, just V Premium and just getting my deck together over time. Is what I'm looking at for the short term, but I'm not opposed to going deeper into Vanguard. But I still, and this may be because I'm new to it, it's still not at the top of my list of card games that I enjoy the most. It's probably Yu-Gi-Oh! Then Magic the Gathering has been very interesting lately, because they've been pumping out products the exact opposite of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they keep bringing out products all the time, it seems, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Hasn't. And then Vanguard is still getting its footing with overdress being as new as it is. But luckily my locals has overdress stuff. They're officially an official seller. I don't know what the name of it, but like the OTS equivalent, I believe. So things are looking bright in that respect, but I'm not sure yet how deep I'll go into overdress.
All right. So I think just as like a very, very tiny thing, I think the Bushy Road equivalent is LGS. I think it's like licensed game store or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it means. I'm not sure exactly what it's an abbreviation for, but yeah, that is it, everybody. Overdress to Impress has finally ended, and I can say for sure that I am very impressed with the growth that everyone has had throughout this tournament, because if you guys didn't already know, none of our 6 players who entered this tournament had any experience playing Vanguard at all before playing. So to see, the evolution and, the misplays being corrected as the matches went on was one of the most fulfilling and entertaining parts of this entire series. But anyway, thank you for watching. JC, do you have anything that you would like to say to our lovely viewers before we put this series to a close?
This has been a very beautiful but sick little social experiment you ran with all these newcomers battling it out against each other. The misplays is funny. I do definitely agree, just from my own misplays, how much of a difference each game like took, you know, how much of a difference you could see the progress of everyone in this tournament. I'm still looking at Terrio Frost. I said I was nervous for him. I ended up never facing him in this entire bracket. I like to hope the karma gods were smiling down upon me to not have to face the one who I was the most nervous to face. But our time will come one day facing each other. But this was a very good experience. I'm sorry I don't have anything deeper to say. I'm still in awe of my win, but this has been very, very cool, and you're a great pillar to the community over here in the Yu-Gi-Oh sphere, trying to suck us all into the other card game that uses our small size card sleeves. So thank you for hosting this whole thing.
Of course, and it has been my pleasure to everybody that has been involved. I'll list them off: Terrio Frost, Porcelain Poltergeist, Alexis YT, WoodlandDox, Golden Nova Yu-Gi-Oh, JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh, and of course our commentators throughout this entire tournament, Alfred and Charles from Team Conti Break and Outer Orange. Thank you guys so much for contributing your time, your insight, and your voices, of course, to all of these videos. None of this could have been possible without any of you. So thank you so much, and we will catch you maybe in another tournament series. I don't know if I want to keep editing all of these because they're so hard. But that is it for Overdress to Impress. We'll see you. I don't know.